In an epic showdown, two warriors wield their giant cannons, dancing with punches, swiftly capturing their opponent's heart. It seemed the match was doomed to lose. Bourne entered the locker room, finding Nicky gone, leaving only a sweet note reminding him to meet in an hour. The concession stands at Constitution Square are closed for business, and Nicky arrived to find a lively protest happening, while Heather sifted through the surveillance for clues. Half an hour ago, Nicky boarded a bus to Athens Creek. Time was pressing, so Director Dewey dispatched two teams, certain it was linked to Bourne. Agents had already arrived in Athens, and despite the noisy crowd, Heather combed through the all-seeing surveillance like a detective on a case. Bourne met Nicky, who, like a superhero, hacked CIA to save Chris and expose their secrets. By making the rounds, they located Nicky just as two teams of agents swiftly arrived at the scene, and Bourne coolly stated he just wanted to live life under the radar. But Nicky wasn't convinced. She thought Bourne wouldn't quit, then continued. In the tripwire plan files, she was stunned to see Bourne's father's name. Bourne knew his father was an analyst, yet knew he was unrelated. However, what Nicky saw indeed showed a direct connection between Bourne's father and the tripwire plan, and things were getting complicated. Long before Bourne joined the mission, the CIA had been secretly monitoring him. Head down plenty already, now it was time to handle his own affairs. Little did he know what they had been doing to him. He needed to read those documents. At this moment, the agents arrived, spotted them fast, and evacuation was urgent. Bourne told Nicky to leave first and handle the pursuers. At this point, Bourne was also detected by the CIA, confirming suspicions it involved Jason Bourne. Bourne grabbed a Molotov cocktail, tossed it to the ground, and successfully blocked the two chasing after him. Agents rushed onto the bus. Jason Bourne, as before, subdued two men in a few moves, reclaimed weapons, and pulled off a superhero stunt. Subtitles: an entire team lost contact. 9 years on, they still don't grasp Bourne's prowess. As chaos escalated, the CIA monitored the Greek government declaring a state of emergency, and Bourne seized the opportunity to launch an attack, targeting the little scooter. The police spotted him and chased immediately. Bourne, like flowing water, outran the pursuing cops. While driving, he rummaged through the police car toolbox and found a grenade launcher, and at that moment, a small team surrounded Nicky. Subtitles: Nicky was prepared to face off against these people. However, another team similarly lost contact as well. It seems their sole hope lay with the agents. As Bourne and Nicky departed, agents pursued them ruthlessly through the crowd. Agents couldn't care less, closely tailing Bourne, while Heather accessed Athens police tactical data and called for a satellite. She needs an aerial view, pinpointing Bourne and agents via police data, a smart move. Heather accurately predicted Bourne's route, and as they passed through flames, the agent's vehicle was engulfed in fire, unexpectedly distancing them from Bourne. The agents crashed into a wall, politely dropping out of the chase. However, Heather stayed calm, predicting Bourne's route and urging agents to hurry to the upper floors 200 meters away. In 2 minutes, the target would appear on that road, so agents rushed to the building and to the top. Without any mercy, they unhesitatingly opened fire on 4 citizens involved in the riot, then proceeded to dismantle their equipment and set up a sniper rifle. What a tragic fate for those poor souls. Bourne retreated behind a car as a helicopter saw rooftop bodies, but agents didn't react. Fixated on Bourne's appearance, he slowly awakened, while Nicky trembled beside him. A team of police officers quickly rushed into the building in Athens, where Nicky was already at death's door. Bourne crawled over to her, ready to find a way to rescue her, but just as he tried, an unexpected turn happened. Nicky died, but before passing, she managed to save Bourne by throwing him a key. The police searched the building, but the agents were gone. A rope hung down the side, leaving the road eerily silent. On the messy little path, Nicky's body lay quietly. Perhaps she had foreseen this ending all along. Heather realized something was wrong and posed a question to her superior, revealing that during Bourne's last return, he revealed the Blackwall Initiative, exposed ongoing ops. Agents undercover in Syria were caught. The CIA took 2 years to rescue him, hence the agents harbored deep resentment toward Bourne. He arrived at the subway station, opened the locker where Nicky had stashed her things, and found a handgun inside. Subtitles: he found the USB Nicky mentioned. Opening the notebook, he saw Nicky aim to expose the plan and help Bourne find the truth. Bourne suddenly recalled that his father had died in an explosion not far from him that year, and then saw information about Chris, sparking his curiosity. It was urgent due to the Iron Hand project. This man, a social platform CEO, was approached by Dewey post-meeting. Apparently, the Iron Hand project relied on Carl's platform, but actually, Dewey's help led to Carl's success. Now, however, Carl didn't want any part of it since he didn't want to invade customer privacy. But who cares, right? Director Dewey issued a warning and stormed off. Meanwhile, Jason Bourne arrived in Berlin while Heather. She sifted through the tripwire plan documents, and just before Dr. Albert passed away, he assessed Jason Bourne, claiming he abandoned the reason for existence within the plan. Thus, he'll never be at peace externally and will cross the threshold one day. Then, if possible, he may resume the plan, with Chris being that person. At that moment, the hacker leader was Chris. When Jason Bourne returned to his office, he suddenly felt something was off, and then Jason Bourne appeared, looking to check the data on the USB. To start the computer, Chris' password is required. Once on, a tracking virus alerts Heather instantly. She swiftly told the director Bourne was in Berlin. In their talk, Chris learned Nicky had died.